Okay, so this is the shed. This is where I do all my knife making. Like I said, there's the design, there's the mc1. This is my workbench. Okay, if I just come outside the shed and I'll show you inside from the outside. And you can see how small it is. And how big it is. It's not very big, but it's warm, it's cosy, it's dry. I love working in here. So yeah, I'll start over here. These are my machines. I will get a proper sander, you know, belt grinder. This is, it's not a bad little machine, you know, it hasn't got a powerful motor, so a lot of the profiling just take a bit of time. With the grind wheel and the sanding belts, I have different grades of sanding belts, obviously, you know, and get all the bit of any scratches and bits and pieces like that, so that's cool. This old motor here I got off my mate Roy, and he had it sat in his shed for about 20 years maybe, something like that. We stuck a plug on it and it was still working, and that was cool. So yeah, I've got different sanders here just for finishing off profiling and tidying it up. Sanding belts, polishing belts, the Scotch Brite belts, always comes in handy, that does. Always shows up any scratches that you've missed, bits and pieces like that. It's really, really good. Little magnets, can't go wrong with these things. These are brilliant for holding your blades up against the sanding belts, you know, so you're not damaging anything. Really keeps it nice and straight, so you can give it a good profile. I've got all my little boxes, all bits and pieces in there. Little knife sharpener I got off Amazon. It's a little brilliant little bit of kit. I do use some of the sanding belts with the edges, you know, to get it nice and tidied up and a polished edge. Incidentally, the mc1 that Paul's reviewing at the moment is it's got a kite. Well, you'll see on the video if you watch his videos. If you don't, then go and watch his videos, because honestly, they're funny, they're brilliant. You just learn so much off them. Joey D does a lot of the fungus finding and all that kind of stuff, so it's really good. So yeah, he'd had an acid etch. It had an acid etch on the blade, which I used the ferric chloride, which I thought he'd give it a great patina. If you go to Maplin's, I got this one at Maplin's. The ferric chloride down at Maplin's. Yeah, I think it was 20 quid for this litre, so it's not bad. It's good stuff. So yeah, now bear with the video, please. It's just, you know, it's the first time I've done this. I've got all my oils, WD-40s, all my oils, and that's to finish off any wood handles I would do. It's like a linseed oil kind of thing going on. This is the epoxy I use, which I got off eBay. It seems to be doing well at the moment. Doing a lot of test runs with it, and really good hard stuff once it's set in. It's 24-hour epoxy, so there's no rushing around, you know. You've plenty of time to tidy up the blade and all the bits and pieces and get rid of any glue before it dries, and then just leave it overnight and let it, you know, dry off. And really good stuff. Like I said, it's solid. Once it's hardened, it's really, really good stuff. Two-part epoxy, obviously. So yeah, that's that. We've got the all my tools, my bits and pieces, my homemade Kydex sheath, press, sorry. My little homemade Kydex press, I stick in the vise and a few clamps on it. You can see the mould there off the last knife I did. Yeah, cool. I will get a better one, you know, it's early stages yet. Living on a budget, working full time, you know, weekends in the shed, it's cool. This is my little rivet press. This is something I really needed to get before I had this. I had these little, you know, these little parts like this, and you had to hammer them together. And it just, oh, it was horrible. Split, and the rivets wouldn't close properly, and they kept splitting. And I was thinking, Jesus, am I ever going to get this sheath finished? I kept taking it apart and redoing it, but I ordered this one, and oh, it was just brilliant. It was so much easier, you know. It was just push them rivets down, job done, nice and tidy. Couldn't have been happier. Most important tool, I think, for any knife maker, anybody doing any tool work or fabrication, anything like that, you cannot beat a vise. You need a vise. These are just brilliant, and I'll pick this up on a car boot. I think it was about 3.5 quid, something like that. I'll tell you what, absolutely cool. Brilliant, good vise. Yep, various clamps, all the bits and pieces. I've set up a little electric thing under this workstation here, so it's nice and easy for these machines. It's got an on-off switch, which is, you know, health and safety and all that. Little hoover, you need a hoover, and what I do is when I'm grinding away, I position the hoover just on there with a clamp, and then it's catching all the dust and all the bits and pieces. You know, you're wearing a respirator anyway. Always wear a respirator and eye protection, and in certain cases obviously gloves, you know. Ear protection if you need them. Normally I've got music set up and going, and there's my little forge, little devil forge I got from Romania. A brilliant bit of kit for heat treating. Propane gas, it's a hell of a bit of kit, and I tell you what's a little beast. For something so small, it is just phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. I couldn't believe how hot this thing got and how quick it got. So what I did was I thought ahead, did a few test pieces on steels and bits and pieces, and adjusted the heat instead of, you know, getting me first really nice tidy knife profiled and all ready for heat treat. I thought, I'm not just going to stick it straight in case I mess it up. So yeah, I worked on that and got all that before I actually heat treated the knife, and I think it turned out really good. I tested it on hardwood and everything else. This is my little tool station under here. You know, all my files, my grinders, all my discs, little spare motors, clamps, everything I need under there. Put a towel over it, keeps all the dust out. Brilliant. I do a little bit of jimping on my knives. I think it's just going to be one of my you know, trademarks. Just simple little jimping, you know, just a little bit of thumb grip on the back of the blade. So I'll put the little golf balls on. Everybody seems to do that, so I thought I'd follow the fashion. Looks cool to me, and it feels good. So yeah, little jimping files in there, just for tidying up little edges and bits and pieces. It's cool. So that's basically it. This is my shed. This is where I make my knives. I will be getting a bigger shed, and I will be getting a bigger, you know, grinding machine. One of the proper knife making ones once I can get the money together. Like I say, I work full time, so you know, got a house to keep, a family to keep. But yeah, this is my passion, this is my hobby. I'm open to take it further, but there's no rush, you know. And hope you've enjoyed the video, even though it's been a bit shaky and all over the place. But you know, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you soon, guys. So thank you and cheers.